What goes on, guys? We're back here again with yet another review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new second wave of Mattel's Street Sharks. Taking a look at Dr. Piranoid, Streex, and my personal favorite of the Street Sharks, Big Slammu. Now, I'm pretty excited to get these. My buddy got them at a toy show for, I think you get paid like 70, 75 bucks for the whole set, so retail, which I'm very happy about. He picked them up for me, paid them back, even though I didn't want to. You can see the back. Love the vintage artwork. I do have a review of Wave 1 on my channel, so if you're interested, go check that out. Dr. Piranoid, Streex, and Big Slammu. And then on the other side, it's just like the Trimes. I bite, I mutate. And of course, you know, the packaging is the cages. But yeah, I'm a big Street Sharks fan. I loved Wave 1. I think this is a great line. Love that they were revealed. A whole bunch more. So without further ado, let's go ahead and open these guys up. Bringing out these Chondrichthyes, I gotta say, they are pretty awesome. Now, I don't really know who my favorite figure is. I think I do. But, I mean, Big Slammu is my favorite character. But I don't think he's my favorite figure out of the bunch here. In fact, I think he might be my least favorite. And we'll go ahead and talk about why that is. But, yeah, these are awesome. So we'll go ahead and start with what I think is my least favorite in Big Slammu, which is unfortunate. He's not a bad figure at all, but he just has the least that I like about him, I guess. Like, he has, like, that function of, like, the arm thing. I hate that. Like, I wish it was just like this. Like, I know people like the function. I get that that's, like, what the point of this line is, but, I mean, like, if I want his arm, like, here, it won't stay. Like, I hate that. I'm just not a fan of action features most of the time. And in this case, this is not one of those cases where I do like it. So, he also has weird legs. Like, they're short legs and, like, you know, he's got his football gear on. But, I don't know. They kind of, like, the ankles are really tight. They, like, almost, like, don't move forward and back unless I, like, really push it and I don't want to break them. But, I mean, I like the paint on them with the red and all that good stuff. The socks, the knee pads. You know, I think he was a linebacker, I'm pretty sure. I mean, he should be. I mean, he's Big Slammu, but he's got his bracelet, or like the sweatbands on the sides here. I like the silver use for the top. I will say, he's got his mouth thing. I wish that was just, this was hard plastic, and it was just a joint in there that I could pose his mouth, because look at this. It's already cracking. You know, and I'm not going past what the button does, and it's already cracking. So, I mean, obviously, you can't leave them like this anyway, and I'm not going to pick it up every day and just go like this for 3 hours. So, you know, it is what it is. But, yeah, the other weird thing is he's got such a weird sculpt on this other hand. Like, it's like arthritis hand. Speaking of, you like my nails? My girl did them for me. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. It should have just been two fist hands. Like, what the fuck is this hand? But whatever. So, he's not bad at all. I mean, his back is yoked. He's got those lines that whale sharks do, which I absolutely love that. That is really, really cool. But, yeah. So, I don't know. In terms of articulation, as we showed, he does have the mouth articulation. So, that's pretty nice. This arm will rotate around and sometimes lock into place. But then, like, the second you move it too far, like, you have to go, like, backwards, and it'll kind of hold it. You just have to be cautious of that. And then this arm just rotates, and then both arms will go out. He has single-jointed rotating elbows that don't go all the way around, but definitely enough. And then the wrists swivel and hinge. He's just got a traditional waist swivel. No, like, nonsense there. I like that. The hips are going to go outwards that far. They'll go down. He doesn't really kick forward and back that much, but it's probably enough for him. And then a little rotation at the knee. There is a hinge in the knee, but like, I guess it's not terrible for the shape and size of it. And then the ankles, like I said, they're really tight. They'll go down and forward. You can see his cleats. That's cool. And they will pivot. So it's not bad at all. Like, I'm not upset with it. It's just objectively, I think he's my least favorite out of the group because of that arm. If his arm wasn't like that, he'd be my favorite. But it just brings it down so much for me. Let's talk about Dr. Piranoid or Dr. Paradigm, whatever you want to call him. I like him. I like him more than I thought I would. I think the paint and the plastic is the worst part of this guy. It does look really cheap. Like, these guys kind of have like a matte finish, and I guess it's just intrinsic to the soft plastic nature of them, but he just looks really cheap. And I think the big thing is that he doesn't have enough paint on him. If we use this silver like all around here, or even just punch in certain things like this rope, some of these things, I think a little bit of paint would make this guy stand out immensely. But he does have an action feature that I don't hate. If you push this green button, it launches this missile, which is cool. The top one does not launch. I thought it would, but it doesn't. Yeah, then he's, he looks good. I like the sculpt. He just needs more paint. And then his other feature is he's flip his head. I like the Piranha version better. That's just my opinion, though. I know some people don't like that, but for me, we're keeping that on there. So, yeah, like I said, he looks good. I don't mind his action features because they don't impede anything else, but it's just black. The paint, lack of paint. But his articulation does make up for it. So obviously you're not going to be able to move the head. There's like at some point where you can kind of like just kind of like tap the button slightly and it can get it like to the side. But that's only for the human head. Yeah, I don't know, but it's not that big a deal. Shoulders will go outwards this far on each side. They'll go down and only rotate there and back. Same on this side, I believe. Yeah. And then single jointed elbow on this side that will rotate. This clips on, and you can take this off if you want because the wrist does swivel and hinge. Really tight joint on there. And then this side just has a single jointed hinge, which you can kind of get him to like launch it, but like for the most part, he's gonna have to launch it like to the side. Doesn't really go all the way down, which is a little weird, but this is what put him above Big Slammu for me. He's just got a diaphragm joint in there, and that works nicely. He just makes them pose a little bit more, and I like that. That's what these are. These are updated versions, so they should do a little bit more. Kick forward, back. No thigh rotation, but you do get a single jointed rotating knee. That knee, gets about that far. Not that far, but it's enough. And then I think the ankles are on like a ball peg because they'll rotate around and move up and down slightly and kind of pivot a little bit. Not great range, but definitely enough. And he doesn't really have a problem standing, and that's what I care about. So yeah, he looks really good. Just could use a little bit more paint, but that's not that big a deal. But easily the best figure has to be Streex. I mean, just for instance, he can roll on his skates, but it doesn't like impede him from like standing, and it's just like it's so well done. I absolutely love the skates. It's only 4 wheels total. But it's so good. I love the paint on there. A little bit more would have been nice, but it's fine. They added some texture to the pants. The hands look great with his fingerless gloves. A little bit of paint, skin paint to match on there. He's a tiger shark, so you got that flat brim on the nose, along with the nice stripes on him. I put one of his big hands on, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But all the hands have paint, and he actually comes with accessories. So like that's a big deal for me. But the biggest thing for me is that he's able to do this. This is an action feature I can get behind. So in terms of articulation, accessories, he does have interchangeable hands. He's the first to come with any additional accessories, except I guess Piranoid does. I mean, that hook does come off. I wouldn't necessarily count that, but it does come off. But you get these like smaller clawed hands, and then you get 2 sets of long-fingered claws, and I like either one for me, to be honest. Probably keep the... I don't know. I like them both. So, you got options there, which is really nice. In terms of his articulation, you get the mouth thing. Don't care for that. Shoulder goes up, down, rotate 360, single jointed elbow. That's the other thing. None of it. He's like the first one to have like just like normal articulation out of the sharks, and I like that. Waist twist, hips go out that far, they'll go down. Kick forward, back, no thigh swivel. But you do get a single jointed rotating knee, and that's it. No ankle articulation, but that's fine because you have these big skates. So it's like kind of hard to not get on the stand, to be honest. Even in something like that, like pose it a little bit, you can do that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this guy. The other thing I have to mention is each one comes with a cage. I don't really care about the cage, but I mean it's cool. I guess if you want to put Piranoid in there, put the bad guys in there. It also kind of works as a display for your display. Like if you can balance them and kind of angle them to be posed on top of them, that could be nice as like little shelf pieces. But for me, They don't really do much. They open up and can flatten out. All these pieces come apart. That's how I store mine. Because if you left them like this, that's a lot of shelf space you're taking up, or a lot of storage space that you need if you're not using them. So for me, this is totally how I'm going to do it, but I understand that people really like these, but for me, they don't do much. Here they are next to the NECA Toys King Kong, along with the Jazzwares Fortnite Series Peely, and I'm happy with how big Slammu is. Like, he's wide and broad and just a big, bulky shark. Here they are next to the McFarlane Toys Dark Knight Returns Batman, along with the Hasbro Marvel Legends X-Men Series Darwin. And then finally, here they are next to the Hasbro Marvel Legends What If Series Zombie Captain America. So, you might be out there wondering, yo, Ant, what are your final thoughts on these figures? And I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with them. These guys are a lot of fun, especially if you're, like, older and like the older figures. No shots fired. For me, I wish that they were more just action figure rather than toy-y, if that makes sense. But I can't hold them accountable for that, because I understand that that's not what they were going for. But, you know, my personal preferences aside, I think they're very well made and they're a lot of fun. I mean, soft plastic, you know, a lot of people worry about that. I think if you just, I don't know, we'll kind of have to see. Like, people have to, like, lotion their figures. I ain't fucking doing all that, so we'll have to see. But at a price point of $25 a piece, I'm going to give them a consecutive 8 out of 10. I think that they're overall very nicely done, but there were a couple things that I wished I would have changed about each one of them. So with that being said, I believe that's all I got for today. If you have not already, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Also be sure to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Letterboxd. I post a lot on all those apps, and I have a great time, so I'm sure you will too. But as always, let me know. You copping? See you guys next one. Peace.
What goes on, guys? I wanted to hop on here again and thank you all for watching, and to let you know that if the following apps interest you, feel free to follow me on them, as I put the links in the description for you guys. I really appreciate everything you all do for me, so DM me with any questions or thoughts. I'd love to sit and talk with you all. Again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.